Hi everybody, and welcome back. So, we've talked about proper nouns, we've talked about common nouns, count nouns, and non-count nouns. Now we're going to talk about quantifiers and how we use them with nouns. So the first question is, what is a quantifier? And a quantifier is a word that we use to talk about the quantity or the amount of something without being specific. We don't want to use numbers. We don't want to say 5 or 10 or 25. We just want to be general. It's for a general idea. When we use a quantifier, we can use it with a count noun or a non-count noun. If we're using it with a count noun, our noun has to be in a plural form, because our quantifiers are always more than one. If we want to say one, we'll use the article a or an. So we always use plural nouns with these quantifiers. And here are some examples of the quantifiers we use. For count nouns, we can say a few, which is a smaller amount, several, more, or many, again, more. With our non-count nouns, we would say a little, which is similar to a few, a little, so a smaller amount, maybe 4 or 5. A great deal of, a large amount, and much. But the thing about much is that in positive sentences, it's very formal. I have much money. It sounds very formal, and we don't use it. We might say a great deal of, but not much, because it's formal. We also have a group of quantifiers that can be used for both count nouns and non-count nouns, and these are probably the ones you are the most familiar with. These are the ones we use most often. For example, some eggs, some milk. Enough. Now, enough is a strange one because the meaning of enough is the perfect amount. For example, if you want to buy a bottle of water and it's $2, after tax it's $2.25, and you have $3, you have enough money. You have a little bit more, but you have the perfect amount of money to buy this water. We can use a lot of, and again, this is for a large amount. And we can use any. Now, any also has a special meaning. Any means more than 0. And because of that, any is never used in positive sentences. We do not say, I have any eggs. There are 3 quantifiers that are used most commonly in negative sentences and questions. Many, any, and much. Many we can use in positive, negative sentences or questions. Any, only negative sentences and questions. And much, negative sentences and questions are the most common, much not common at all. Let's have a look at some of these examples now. We have several eggs and a great deal of sugar. Several is our count quantifier, because eggs is a count noun. And a great deal of is from our non-count quantifier list, and we're using it with sugar, because sugar is a non-count noun. But if you look, I've picked a quantifier from exact same sentence. We have a lot of eggs and a lot of sugar. And the meaning is the same. Several, a large quantity. A great deal of, a large quantity. And a lot of, a large quantity. A lot of eggs and a lot of sugar. The other thing I want to mention, a very common mistake is with a lot. A lot is 2 words. You should never write it as 1 word. It's not a lot. It's a lot. Okay, and our last one, our last example here. Do you have any money? In this question, I want to know if you have more than $0.00. Do you have any money? 5 cents, 10 cents, $10, any money. Now, sometimes, or something to be aware of is a few and a little. We have a different form. We have another form that you might have heard, few and little. And the question is, what's the difference? Well, a few and a little mean a small amount, but enough. Enough for what you need right now. If you say few and little, it means a small amount, but not enough. So, for example, I can say, I have a few dollars. In my example from earlier about buying water, I have a few dollars. I have enough to buy this bottle of water. A few, with the article a. But maybe I am teaching a new class, and my classroom has 5 chairs, and I have 6 students. That's a problem. I have few chairs. Not enough for everyone to sit on, and a small number. It's the same with a little. I have a little milk. In the mornings, I like to have a cup of coffee. And in my coffee, I like to put some milk. Not a lot. I don't want it to be white. I want it to be, dark brown. Nice and cream colored. I only need a small amount of milk. So I shake the jug or the jar, and there's this much. And for me, it's perfect. I have a little milk. My coffee tastes delicious. But sometimes I'm very busy, and I teach a class, and then I have to go back and prepare for my next class. And sometimes I have many students that want to ask me a question. Oh, teacher, please. But maybe I'm very busy and I don't have a large amount of time. In fact, I can't take all of the questions the students want to ask. I have little time. I really have to go. Here, when we use it with no article, just little or few, it means a small amount and not enough. Okay, so those are quantifiers. Hopefully this will help you use them in a very efficient way. All right, I'll see you next time.